My my writing was organized in like journal entries. Like I just wrote it all in one big paragraph. Like I would just write what was on my mind. Yeah, I would just write what was on my mind before the timer started. So like whatever I was thinking of before the timer started, that's what I would write about, and I would just write it all in one big paragraph. And I would just keep writing and writing. Um, um, my topics for each journal entry was different. Well, the only thing that was the same was like the format of it. Like I would write all one big paragraph, then I would also start off by like telling like a story that happened to me, and then like towards the end, I would convert it into make it like a lesson that I can get out of that entry that I wrote that day. So that's how I would write them. But my style for each journal entry was like a journal entry. It was not like a diary type. It was more like a journal entry. I would just like write or whatever was on my mind that day. Um, I think my handwriting pretty much stayed the same. I don't think nothing has really changed about it. Although I would say that the only thing that has changed was that like in the big like if I was writing if I was writing like a whole big paragraph in the beginning of it, it would my handwriting would be pretty decent, I guess. And then towards the end, since my hand would be so tired from writing that it would just get all sloppy and couldn't even try writing it nicely. But that was the only thing. My handwriting stayed the same, but like nothing has really changed about it. Um, I think it did get a little harder to write for 10 minutes the class, as each class we did the writing. I think, um, I feel like as since like I before like I don't really write much, so when we first started writing the entries, like I would have a lot to write about that, and I would just keep writing into like big paragraphs. But then towards like when we were about to finish writing like journal entries, like I wouldn't have much to say, so my like writing would I would be writing less and less each time, and then I would also notice that like writing journal like when I write a journal entry, since I won't have much to write, it would just be like repetitive, and since I have nothing much to write about. Um, so it did get harder to write just because like I didn't know what else to write since I'm not a big fan of writing. Um, so with handwriting versus typing, if it if it changes in what you want to write, sort of. It um like I would say that when you type, like you would use like not the right grammar. Like if you're typing like texting or whatever, then yeah, you wouldn't be like using the right grammar. But if you're like actually just gonna type on if you were to type like for an essay, then yeah, you would use like formal and proper grammar. But overall, when you're just type, you don't pay attention much to the grammar. But when you're writing, I feel like you just write and you don't really care about all the shortcuts. You would just like write all like long words and you would just write not taking shortcuts. Um, so that's what I think, but I don't think it really changes in what you want to write. It's just like the way you write it and like like the grammar and stuff like that. I think that's the only thing that changes. But like I don't think it really changes in what you want to write. I think that still stays the same. Um, what I what I thought about this assignment, I thought it was interesting to see like how my writing style has changed over periods of time, and I think it's still the same. It's just that I think it got harder to write since I don't really write it a lot and I don't have like really much to say. So like I think writing got harder, and I would just like didn't know what to write. So I would have something to start off, and then I would finish, and then I just like basically like repeat myself in my journal entry sometimes. But there wasn't lot of change in mine. Mine still stayed pretty much the same. I mean, it only got harder towards the end, but my writing hasn't really changed. So I wouldn't say it's like, oh, I like this assignment because nothing really changed. So it's not like that exciting, honestly. Because everything stayed the same. Nothing has really changed in my style. Just maybe like the amount of I'm writing. So that's the only change I saw in my writing.